Hello and welcome back, guys. You are gaming with me, Brothgar, and welcome back here to Planet Coaster. I am super happy to announce that this game has just been released. They've added a whole lot of things to the game as far as the beta has gone, and a little bit more rides, metros, mechanics, all that sort of stuff that you were expecting in a theme park game, boom, is now here. So let's take a look at my park here, this sort of pirated theme sort of thing that we got going on here. I sped everything up just to kind of get the people moving around and into my park. I mean, look at it. They're just streaming in. They want to see what's been going on here. Look at this other thing that's new here, that since, you know, when we were playing in alpha, there was no wooden roller coasters, but now check it out. I got a nice big one there. I got a time lapse of that. I'm going to be sharing with you guys here really soon. Also got another wooden roller coaster. There's a couple different styles of them. Again, we will get into all these different ride styles and all the different stuff that's been going on here as well. Also, we got here the nesting falcon, which we did in live stream. That was a pretty cool event right there. I like this park. It's pretty awesome. I'm glad to see that it has all been like preserved from the alpha to the beta into the official release of the game. And I'm looking forward to sharing more of it with you guys, not only just with you guys, but with all these wonderful people that are streaming into my park. Now, come on, stream a little bit faster. They got a long way to walk because everything in my park it takes place in the back, actually. But you can see the theme that I was going on for, obviously, is the pirate theme and all of that good stuff right there. A lot of this stuff was pulled off of the sort of Steam workshop. Tons of people have really cool stuff there as far as the buildings and everything are here. So a lot of the buildings were pulled off of the Steam workshop. Of course, I, though, arranged it inside my park here and kind of did the whole layout. Also did things like the little, decorative things with the lady in the water over here and the little pond. I don't know. It was cool. I like it. I like the fact that the roller coaster's in here. I like the fact that I can make wooden roller coasters. One of my favorite things in this game. It's just fun. The other thing I like right here is I can set the time. Like, so if I set this, just some of my favorite features, right? 6:30 in the morning. You can just set it and it'll stay there so you can get that awesome sunrise. I mean, just look at how beautiful that is. Really good for getting those nice images. Anyhow, let's get on into this first wooden roller coaster that I decided to build right here. Just my first attempt learning how the wooden roller coaster goes. This one is a legitimate wooden roller coaster. It's not like it has steel rails or anything like that. It is just a full wooden roller coaster. Goes up, kind of loops around. I wanted to tie it into the terrain. That's my favorite sort of thing. I like making terrain roller coasters, and you can see right here I kind of go through some of the tunnels and some of the little aesthetics that I have here. So I have like dragons and stuff like that. Also try to tie in with when the roller coasters come by, they should trigger the different animatronics that I have inside the park here so that they animate when they come on by here. We also got some pirates here looking to maybe take out the dragon and get to the treasure. That's the idea right there. This loops around, then goes down here near the water. Pretty cool. A lot of the cool things that I'm glad the developers of this game were looking to sort of incorporate a lot of feedback from what people were trying to actually give them. And one of the things that we wanted to do is make sure that the roller coasters didn't have limits, or shall we say didn't have really restrictive limits. You can build roller coasters that wouldn't necessarily be possible in real life, so you can limit yourself if you want to, but otherwise you have free reign as far as like how high you can build them and all that fun stuff. So this wooden roller coaster is a bit of an example like that because it's built in the water, which you would not see normally. So that is that roller coaster right there. Obviously, you can see it kind of loops rack around and goes and visits the town a little bit and goes around the pirate village and, takes some cannonballs to the face as you're walking by. Or so we say riding by. This was a different wooden roller coaster that I have designed up right here. And this one has more of a steel track, so you can do a lot of really cool things with it, whereas you'll go on up here, you can go inverted with this wooden roller coaster. Well, semi-wooden roller coaster. I would say it's more of a hybrid. But anyhow, that's pretty cool. That'll be a fun one. We're going to give that a ride. But before then, let's go ahead and hit up the time lapse, just because I like sharing those with you guys. Well, there you have it, guys. That's what it took to actually lay out both of these wooden roller coasters. And you know what? The controls that actually control how you actually make these coasters have just gotten better ever since the alpha to the beta, which I thought they weren't quite as good in the beta as they were in the alpha. They took into some considerations, one of which I mentioned on the forums, and that is to use the enter button to, complete the section of track and move on to the next one. And I tell you what, it works awesome. You can build coasters in no time, flat. I mean, you could just roll right through. I think both of these wooden roller coasters here would take right around 30-ish, 40 minutes or so if I were to add a station to them as well. So that's kind of within my ballpark of how long I think a coaster should take to actually make. You don't want to spend forever making some of this stuff, but you can. I mean, you could go in and add a lot of decals and sort of, shall we say, scenery around it. And that's a cool thing. Let me show you this. This is awesome. This is a cool new thing. You can see here ride statistics, how long your queue time is, how much your profit was last month, your monthly guests, how many you're getting. Obviously this track and everything just kind of opened up, so it's really just getting all that stuff. And there's this queue scenery rating. So if we were to go up to a coaster that I actually built out completely, this one right up here, you can get the stats for this one. Look at that, queue scenery, 100%. Not making much money because people are having a hard time finding their way up here. I got that initial surge of people. Looked like everybody came up here and then they turned around and walked away. So the crowd's got to figure out where to go, and my park's got to settle out a little bit since it's just opening up real big right off the bat here. Not to mention things are kind of stretched out anyhow. But you can see how that's all working out there. I like it. One of the other cool things is, let me show you this one. This one's real cool. Okay, so when you get into the actual test ratings right here, you can see the excitement, fear, nausea, speed, and all the different stats right there, which we didn't have previously, like lateral, vertical, forward G. You would see it at the end, but you wouldn't see it active. So when this roller coaster actually goes, you can see these ratings in live times right there. You can see the full results, which we saw right there. And we also have heat maps. Now this is absolutely awesome. If I were to go to excitement, you can see the excitement ratings and you can see what is working and what isn't working for you. Obviously the big drop, you can see you're getting nice green. That's going to be awesome. Obviously you want green, yellows as well. You can see where things are a little bit slower as well. I thought this area would do better, but it isn't. And all this kind of adds up to give you your average at the end of the track. All of this though, down here, is pretty awesome. It works pretty good. So that, adds up to, I guess, an average of 5.49, which I thought would be a little bit better. Probably is the fact to do with there's being two different trains on this one, so you end up waiting a little bit more. Fear as well, you can kind of just see where people are absolutely terrified. For some odd reason, they're not very terrified there. I guess that's a bad rating. But they're scaring the crap out of them over here. That's pretty awesome. This goes for nausea as well. Speed, lateral G. And you could just really kind of diagnose what's working, what isn't working, and just kind of figure this one out. Like this is a good roller coaster, for example. I mean, just check it out. Look at all that good stuff. Look at all those nice numbers. What about nausea? Fear, not too bad. Good stuff. Love it. Well, enough of that. Let's go ahead and give these roller coasters a ride, shall we? All right, so here we go. Now, initially, I was planning to put the station on the higher level here, so I had to come up with some sort of way to actually put the station lower so it was closer to town. One of these things where I think I might end up reworking this roller coaster just a little bit, because as you'll see, we kind of get up here, it does two separate lifts, and I don't necessarily like doing two separate lifts, but we'll see. I could probably do one larger lift at the very beginning here and then tie it over the next hill, which you'll see later on. Again, this was more just trying to figure out, okay, what can or can't you do with the wooden roller coaster and what's all available, just playing with it. So we get off to a bit of a slow start here. We're going to helix down to the right. Go button, no. There we go. We see this other crazy roller coaster too. I mean, I'll get into that another time here. Going to a bit of a helix left here. And you can see this is kind of where that rating was a little bit lower. Obviously because there just probably isn't enough speed, but we kind of saw that heat map to begin with, so you can kind of get an idea that, maybe this area here just needs to be reworked. A little bit of excitement there, but then we go into the main lift, and this is where I was initially, if you thought the station would have been right behind this. And this one obviously is going a little bit faster, which I think I probably could increase the lift speed of that one to kind of make that a little bit more exciting. Going to this cool land feature right here. And then we're going to drop down to the left and really build up a ton of speed. Go through the tunnel there and visit the dragons. Give the people a little bit of a scare as they go down there by the water. Pretty fun. This roller coaster is all about speed and kind of going through a couple of these nice land features right here. Duck underneath the floating island in the sky, go through the shadow and visit the town afterward. Pirate Bay or whatever we're calling it down here. Bit of a little negative G into the right, and then slow on down here just a little bit as we head back towards the station. Fun little ride. Again, not necessarily the best thing I've ever done, but pretty decent. You know, as far as a little wooden roller coaster goes right there. Let's move on to the other ride. I think that's going to be a little bit more exciting for you guys, because this one is pretty awesome. Alright, so for this roller coaster here, while you're editing the track, you can actually run a test here, get the roller coaster going, and ride it at the same time, so you can see your stats live as it's actually going on here. So I think that's pretty interesting, and that's what we're going to do here. We're going to actually just ride on the roller coaster, and you can see the heat map and all that stuff being built over on the right as you're going on. So we're going up this nice big hill, and we'll crest over at the very top here, and then I'll read you through all the different elements as we're going through them here. The excitement is building, the fear is building, and let's see what kind of speed we get on up to. I mean, look at that. Right on down here into what looks like 58 miles an hour, and then we're going to do a Cobra to the right, one of these really cool sort of pre-built elements, a nice big one, as you'd imagine, with 58 miles per hour. Helix up to the right. Look at that fear going up over 10. Excitement still, though, still right around 6. Nice big drop. We're going to build up a little bit more speed now, getting up to 60 miles an hour. What we got here is a corkscrew entry to the left with corkscrews to the right. So that was the first element there. Then we rolled on out of it. A bit of negative G, as you can see right there. And down here into a nice custom helix up to the left. A little bit more negative G's. There you go. On over here to the right. Helixes once again. Sorry, that wasn't a helix. That was a corkscrew. My bad. And do a nice 0G roll to the left. And there you have it. Now we go into the blocking zone and head back towards the station. That's good for a 6.52 excitement rating with a fear of 5.41. And not too much nausea, so I don't think you'll have people, thrown up on your ride. But that's how you can actually see the stats live here as you're actually editing the track. Now I can actually go ahead and I can start modifying some of these elements even as the train is running. So that gives you an idea of what changes you're doing, and especially if you're speeding it up here, how you can make, improvements or adjustments to the roller coaster. See, okay, does it work better if I go and I add a little bit of height to this? Let's just, whoop, no. There we go. And now you can run that through and see if that makes a difference. We just made that one a little bit taller. Well, sort of. Slower and faster, I guess. You can see your 6.51. Once the next roller coaster, it went down a little bit. So maybe that isn't the right thing to do. That sort of idea. So there you have it, guys. Some of the cool new improvements that we've now seen here in Planet Coaster. I'm looking forward to sharing a lot more with you guys here, getting into career mode, and also seeing just how much I can build out this park. I like the theme of it. I love the new rides. Absolutely awesome. I mean, look at how cool that is. What a cool train. This game's awesome. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode here of Planet Coaster. If you did, or have some recommendations that you want me to try to do in the next episode, or, some sort of episode after that, leave it down there in the comment section below. If I've earned a subscription, then thank you so much for that. Have a great day, guys. Stay awesome. Peace. Brothgar